All eyes are on Tampa, where a little more than 24 hours from now, two powerhouse programs will play for the women's college basketball national title. ABC's Faith Abubey has more from the hardwood. Said it like a Boston guy.
Yeah, we have a title game matchup on our hands, or should we call it a revenge game? That's because the last time UConn and the South Carolina Gamecocks came together in the final matchup, South Carolina actually won that game and left UConn without the trophy. So UConn really hoping to take that back. But let's take a look back at how we got here. Last night, South Carolina and UConn knocking down their Final Four opponents to advance to the title game. The Gamecocks quickly rallying and cruising to a 74-57 win against Texas despite a strong start by the Longhorns. Texas star Madison Booker getting in early foul trouble. South Carolina boosted by three players there who scored double figures, including freshman Joyce Edwards, who had her first tournament double-double. The defending champs now fighting for their fourth national championship title. And then UConn also winning a shot to bring home the title after controlling the game against UCLA. They won that one 85-51. Lauren Betts fighting to keep UCLA in it. She scored 26 points last night, but UConn's AZ Fudd and Sarah Strong helping outscore the competition. We can't forget the star of the UConn team, Paige Beckers, now preparing for her final game as a Husky, and certainly a matchup to watch tomorrow. But before all of that, the men kicking off their Final Four in San Antonio, Texas this afternoon. You have Florida going against Auburn, Duke against Houston. Certainly a strong game, but it's also the second time the #1 seeds are coming together in a Final Four. So it's going to be a fantastic game, certainly to watch here on ABC, ESPN. Phil?
All right, Faith, thanks for that recap. We want to dive in a little bit deeper to the men's bracket, and the best will be in action, as Faith mentioned. The men's Final Four tip-off tonight in San Antonio. There are no Cinderellas left in this year's bracket. For just the second time in history, all four #1 seeds made the Final Four. Joining me now to break it all down is ESPN's Sean Farnham. Sean, good to see you. First game tonight, SEC matchup between Florida and Auburn. Florida came out on top last time these two teams played. It was back in February, I think. Is Auburn ready for a rematch?
I think Auburn has to have a little bit of concern with the fact that Janai Broome injured his elbow in the last go-around, and how healthy is he going to be today? I think Florida did a great job controlling the pace in that first matchup, 22 assists. They knocked down 13 threes, and they did so without Elijah Martin, who's one of their best guards.
We've also got Duke taking on Houston in the nightcap. Duke led, of course, by Cooper Flagg, who's projected to be the top pick in this year's NBA draft. Do you think Houston can stop him?
I think Houston's defense is one of the best defenses that we have in college basketball, and the numbers support you on that. Both these teams actually defensively have been outstanding all year long. I go back to the Mike Tyson quote, is everybody has a plan until you get punched. Well, Houston's defense is a very physical, disruptive defense. When Duke feels that pressure, how will they react to it? Because if they turn the ball over, Houston can score out in front and play ahead of Duke's defense. If Duke's able to handle the ball pressure well, not turn it over, they could have a distinct advantage with their length and athleticism and, of course, the generational talent, Cooper Flagg, who has exceeded expectations this college basketball season.
Yeah, he has. I think you're right about that. And also that quote is, I go back to that in all aspects of my life. Everybody has a plan. What did he say? Until you're punched in the face or until you're punched?
Yep.
He's right about that. Who do you see cutting down the nets Monday night in San Antonio? What's your pick?
Well, I think we're going to see a matchup between. I think Duke does advance. I think Florida Gators advance as well. I went with the Florida Gators before the start of this tournament. I'm not going to deviate from that now, even though Duke has played the better basketball that we've seen so far in this field. I just think the length and the rebounding of Florida will cause a lot of problems. And Todd Golden, one of the bright young coaches in all of the game, has got the Gators back on this stage and ready to cut down the nets for the first time since Billy Donovan was working the sidelines for the Florida Gators.
Amazing. Yeah, I picked Florida as well. We'll see. All right, Sean Farnham, thank you so much from ESPN. We appreciate your analysis.
No worries. Thanks for having me.